Measure hooves, Steve.
You're going to find times in your career when you're a long way from your anvil, when you're at the horse and vice versa. And this is one of the reasons. There's mud in the way and stuff. So what I do in that situation is I measure my feet. And when I measure them, then I mark them down on this sheet here. And it's simple and effective. I stole it from somebody else, I admit it. And it works out extremely well. There's a copy of it on the website, on the AFJ website for you as well. But measure those feet, jot it down, go to the anvil, build your shoe, get it like you like it. Don't make 10 trips back and forth with the horse. Get it close, then go do your burn if you're going to burn. And you're going to be much happier and a whole lot less worn out at the end of the day.
Okay, and we'll leave this slide up just for another second. That's the URL if you want to download Steve's sheet there.
I keep that sheet on a lot of horses, especially difficult horses. I keep those measurements, and I make a lot of these shoes at home at my own fire with an ice cold beer.
Bob, pick something fun to do with difficult clients' money.
Yeah, I used to have a client, had 4 good horses that the lady used to drive me insane. This was the lady that you could see her lips moving when you pulled in the drive, and she talked nonstop and very distractive when you're trying to focus on a horse. And many, many times I wanted to quit this lady. Her voice was irritating. And so I decided I was going to name her for whatever vacation I was going to do that year. So if I was going to Disneyland, that lady was Disneyland. And I would take that money and stick it aside. And at the end of a year, we would have our vacation money. I find, for any of you students that are in the room now, went through my school, this is not you, that's somebody else. I find that a student that's really irritating, I pick something fun to do with their money. And as I'm interacting with this individual that I don't particularly like, but I need in my business to interact with, I always think about what I'm going to do with the money they gave me. And it makes it a little easier to handle difficult people when you're thinking, this lady's Cabo San Lucas, I can do this.
Mike, let the clients know what events you attend.
Yes, we spoke a little bit on this earlier about telling your clients where you're going, putting it on your website. I hear sometimes from farriers that I just can't afford to go to the summit. I can't afford to go there. If you take and send a little note out to your clients saying that event is coming up and these are the speakers, these are the things that they're going to be talking about. I really like to go, but I need a little help. I need a little sponsorship. I found earlier in my career that if I did that, I would get a group of owners that would get together and sponsor me to that event. So don't be afraid to ask your clients in some way of a little help to get to an event. It's going to let them know that you're getting more education and makes them feel good because they feel that they're helping you out and that's bettering their horse. Putting on the website again that you're here, 2 or 3 weeks, even a month in advance, I start talking to people, I'm coming to the summit or whatever event I'm getting. I'm building that confidence that myself or my people are getting more education and becoming better farriers.
Yeah, you guys all should have a client next year that is Summit. You're just going to go out and shoot Summit's horses, and all that money is going to come play here for the next year.
Okay, Steve, mark your anvil.
This kind of goes along with the measurement sheet we just talked about. But basically, when you're standing at your anvil, you're artists. And as part of being an artist, you can clutter your mind up with all the hash marks on a measurement stick. So every foot's a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller than 5 inches. So I mark my anvil at a 5-inch mark, and as I'm building and I'm working off of the width of my shoe, I'll use the shelf of my anvil as a stop on one side, and then I've got that 5-inch mark on the other side. And I dimple it with a center punch or cut it with a Dremel tool or whatever it takes to make that little mark. It doesn't have to be big, but it's one that you know. And so you can sit there and forge confidently, knowing that you're heading in the right direction, getting that shoe shape the way you want it to be, without actually having to get the stick out and stick it on there and measure every time. It's fast and it's efficient, and that's what it's all about, is being efficient.
Okay. Bob, send thank you cards.
Yeah, that goes along with what we were talking about with acknowledging clients. It is amazing what kind of response you can get for thank you cards. When someone calls a vet clinic and they refer you as a client to send a thank you card that says thank you for expressing confidence in my farrier practice, goes a long way. These people will continue to refer you if they know that you're appreciative of what they've done for you. And you need to have some thank you cards that are not just generic, something that reflects your clientele, maybe with your logo on it, don't have to be very big and doesn't have to be really wordy. But it's just the idea that you've handwritten a little thank you on a card and sent it to them and acknowledge the fact that they have referred you over, because that's how our business grows. It's always word of mouth, always somebody referring somebody else over to you. And if you acknowledge that, you'll be surprised how faster your business grows, particularly when you're starting out.